Injuries are expensive. Physical therapy is very expensive. So you probably clicked on this video because you want to start running, but you don't want to spend half your paycheck on gear. And yeah, it can totally seem like running is for people who have a little bit more disposable income. There are like $300 shoes, $70 shorts, $200 GPS watches, and don't even get me started on running winter jackets. Like $200, not for me. The act of running though is incredible. There are so many reasons why people start running and why you might want to start running. Maybe you want to take control of your life. Maybe you want to replace a negative habit like drinking. Maybe you want to prove something to yourself, to connect with other people in your community, or maybe you even want to reconnect with yourself. Despite all the gear that is kind of fun to have while running, it's not necessary to spend a ton of money to start a running habit or even to run an entire marathon. By the end of this video, you're gonna have all the information that you need to start running for under $80, maybe even under $60. So let's go. We'll start with the obvious here. Shoes. You can find some running shoes on the cheap. You can check your local running store for their sale section, or you can go on a website like Running Warehouse. I also like Nordstrom Rack. Last season's models and even like seasons before that are usually on sale. Pick a shoe that's in your price range and then see how you like it. Some shoes are labeled as neutral. There are some shoes that have other classifications. Just figure out what you like and then make the next set of shoes a little bit closer to what your ideal is. You can get a perfectly fine pair of running shoes just to start for $40 or $50, maybe even less. So let's move on to socks. You can wear normal socks if you're a beginner. You can use what's in your drawer. That's completely fine. If you want to buy some socks that are specific for your running habit, then you can go to TJ Maxx or Target, literally wherever you would buy normal socks. Cushier socks are gonna make more of a difference if you are going longer distances, like 8, 9, or 10 miles. But as a beginner, you probably aren't going that distance, so you really don't need to worry about it. So for your clothing from like top to bottom, really the only thing you need to worry about is your bottoms. So that's gonna be like your shorts, your leggings, maybe shorts with leggings if you're a man. Honestly, I like to get shorts from Amazon. You can find some really great shorts on there. Just go by the customer recommendations. $15 to $18 is a decent range. Or you can go to TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross. They all have really good activewear sections in pretty much all their stores, no matter where you are in the US. And ladies, you can get a sports bra from one of those retailers for like $12. And that's like even cheaper than Target. When I started running, all my clothes were from Walmart. Okay, so that kind of takes care of what you're wearing, but now we can move on to your tech. So you probably want to track your runs if you're motivated by mileage goals or pace goals. For this, you can use a free app like Strava or Nike Run Club. I've been running for 10 years and I only got a Garmin watch like 2 years ago. Actually, when I was first starting out running, I didn't even have an app. I had my iPod Touch, second generation. I would track my pace by adding up the duration of all the songs that I listened to on my run and dividing that by the number of miles that I had run. And I measured the mileage with my mom's car's odometer. So you don't have to go through all that work now, luckily, but you can just download a free app. I personally like Strava. I feel like Strava is a more stable app and it is more social than Nike Run Club at this point because so many people use it. It's nice to kind of like connect with people and feel motivated by other people. But honestly, like, I would say don't get a watch. Like, hard don't get a watch because sometimes having too much data when you're starting out a habit is too distracting. I feel like you might run less with your heart than you would want to. I trained for and ran my first marathon without a watch, and it worked out fine. My time was 3:43, so. And then of course, you can listen to music or podcasts on Spotify, which has a premium or a free version. As far as headphones go, you can just use the headphones that came with your phone. You don't need the $200 like really cool like techie headphones. If you want wireless headphones, I have gotten like $40 ones from the brand Anchor on Amazon. You should have a way to carry your tech though. When I first started running, I would just carry my phone in my hand, but it'll cramp up over time. I have shorts and leggings that have side pockets that I'll wear. A few years ago, I got a run belt, registered trademark, which is really comfy, but it can get kind of bulky if your phone is bigger, so I really like a side pocket. I've never used an armband. I've tried to before, but my arms are like too small. It just always ends up falling down, and I think in a few years, no one's gonna wear them because they suck. So this next part is all about the macro level stuff that is gonna support your running and how to work these things into your life on a budget. Don't run every day. Start with like 3 times a week. If you've never run before, you should start with like a walk-run strategy just so you don't get gassed in your first mile, and aim for just a mile or 2, depending on your current fitness level. If you have never even worked out before, you definitely want a walk-run strategy and just do like 1 mile. The point is to not scare yourself from running again in a couple days. Once you're feeling confident and like ready to take on new challenges, then baseline rule is to increase your mileage by about 10% per week. So if you're running 6 miles this week over 3 days, then increase it to 6.6 miles the next week. You also need to take your recovery seriously. Many runners, including myself, have learned this the hard way. Injuries are expensive. Physical therapy is very expensive. You need rest days. Literally, the equation is stress plus rest equals growth. Your body cannot grow and repair itself without proper rest. You need to be stretching. I don't care how many articles come out that say you don't need to stretch, debunking stretching is bullshit. For me personally, it's been more crucial to stretch post-run, but if you can, do it both before and after your run. Take like 2 minutes. It's really not that much of your life. Also, yoga is an incredible insurance policy on your body, and you can find some really great classes on YouTube for free. There are also a ton of free apps. You also need some kind of strength training. And there are a few options for this. You might have noticed that in the past couple of years, pretty much every fitness influencer has an app that they've come out with. If you're doing one of those, great. Keep doing it. Try to like weave it with your running in your life. But if you're not, I think the Nike training app is super valuable. They have a ton of free workouts on there, including yoga. They have mobility sequences, they have HIIT workouts, they have strength. It's just a great app and it's completely free, so you might as well use it. As I mentioned before, another great alternative is YouTube. You can literally just search runner strength workout and you're gonna get a ton of results. Specifically, there is a channel called The Run Experience, and they have been consistently producing valuable content for years now, and they actually have some workouts on their channel, so you should check it out. You also need to be hydrating and fueling yourself properly to support your running. Now, this doesn't mean that you only eat organic food or you have to buy a $100 greens powder, which is kind of a scam. Follow some basic rules. Eat mostly whole, unprocessed food. This means whole grains, unprocessed protein, fruits, nuts, legumes. The less processed it is, the better it usually is for you. My favorite thing is to buy frozen produce. It's not gonna go bad on you. It's ready really quickly. You don't have to check it for mold. It's usually really cost effective, and you can just buy the generic brand. It's really no different from a name brand. Canned beans are also really fantastic. You can get the lower sodium kind. I've also had canned potatoes before. They're really not that bad. You can shop using coupons. You can go to Trader Joe's, Aldi, grocery outlet. You can find healthy food on the cheap really easily. When it comes to grains, you can buy the bigger containers. It ends up being cheaper per serving, like oats, rice, bulgur wheat, etc. So yeah, you don't have to go to Whole Foods. This is the point here. You don't have to go to Whole Foods. If you're in LA, you don't have to go to Erewhon. Like, you can be healthy and not be bougie. Look, running changed my life. It has changed so many other people's lives too. I've met so many incredible people through running, and the lessons that I've learned through running have positively impacted my life in every other aspect. I hope you feel jazzed about it by now. I hope you feel like you're ready to go out and crush some miles. And just remember, if your older relatives start hating on you and saying you're gonna ruin your knees, just know that they are jealous of your ambition and your desire to improve yourself, and you're probably gonna outlive them. Anyway, I hope you got some value out of this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.